Hi, fight fans, and welcome back to LL Sports TV. Hope you're all doing well. Very hot this weekend. Hope you're enjoying the weather as I am. Now, Saul Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford are shortly due to go to war to decide the super middleweight supremacy. That fight takes place in September, and there'll be one man that will be watching that fight with particular interest. Now, that man is Christian Imbille, aka the man I call the African Mike Tyson. Now, I know, it's a bit of a stretch, some people would say, a bit of a lofty comparison that some people feel is not warranted, but there are some similarities. I want you to hear me out on this. So first up, many of you might be asking, who is Christian Imbille? So for the uninitiated, Christian Imbille is a Cameroonian French professional boxer. He's currently in the super middleweight division. He's 30 years old. He was born in Cameroon, but moved to France with his family at a very young age. Took up boxing at the age of 15, did very well. He was the French national amateur champion, went on to become the European youth amateur champion, also went on to represent France at the Rio Olympics in 2016. He won his first two fights, defeating a Ukrainian and an Ecuadorian before running into Arlen Lopez of Cuba, who was the eventual gold medal winner. So going out of the competition to Arlen Lopez in his third fight is absolutely no disgrace. Christian Imbille, he turned professional in 2017. And during that time, he's compiled a professional record of 29 fights, 29 wins, 24 by KO. So he's unbeaten. And he has a knockout percentage rate of 83%, which is obviously very good. Now, the similarities to Mike Tyson are, if you've ever seen him fight before, he is short and powerful, wears the black shorts and the black boots. So he kind of looks a bit like Tyson. Short and stocky, powerful, comes forward in that low trajectory that Tyson used to do, bobbing his head, moving his head on the way in. Looks to land hooks, uppercuts, throws punches from all angles. Once inside, he does throw his punches with bad intentions. I wouldn't say he's a devastating one-punch hitter, but he does hit hard, and he does have a couple of first-round knockouts. Extremely strong, extremely relentless, fearless, one of those guys that doesn't mind getting hit as long as he can land two or three of his own. So he's good to watch. And last night, he fought a Polish fighter by the name of Maciej Silecki. Oh, I butchered that name. That fight was in Canada, in Quebec, Canada. The fight was for the WBC vacant interim championship of the world. Imbille knocked out Silecki in the first round with an uppercut, really good punch. Cleaned out Silecki. Silecki did get up. He's a tough guy, he did get up, but the referee called it off with Silecki completely out of it. His legs did a funny dance. So yeah, Christian Imbille is now the #1 contender for the super middleweight championship of the world, and he's a very worthy #1 contender too. Very good fighter, like I said, very exciting fighter to watch. He's flown under the radar for a while. I mean, he first came to my attention when I saw him in the Olympics. He was part of that French team in the 2016 games that did very well. I've also seen him blow out Britain's Mark Heffron in a round, and Mark Heffron is no scrub. So to do that, that was very impressive. Imbille's also beaten Sergei Deryevchenko of the Ukraine, who's a very good fighter. If you know anything about Deryevchenko, you know that he's tough. He's also got good ability. I mean, a lot of people thought that he should have beaten Triple G when they fought. So that tells you a little bit about Deryevchenko. He's also got a good win. I saw a fight of his, Imbille that is. Saw a fight he had with an Australian guy called Rohan Murdoch, I think it was. Absolute war. The two of them were just slugging it out for 6 rounds before Imbille overpowered him and knocked him out. But Imbille is recognized as an all-action fighter, pressure fighter, relentless, like I said, constantly coming forward, throws very powerful punches. His left hook to the body and head is sort of reminiscent of what Tyson used to do. So when I call him the African Mike Tyson, it's because he has a very similar fighting style to Mike Tyson. Okay, he's not as good as Mike Tyson. Very few people have been. But Imbille is definitely one to watch. And now that he's in a position to fight for a world title, I'm sure plenty more people will be taking notice of him. So yeah, that's my little take on Christian Imbille, aka the African Mike Tyson. As I said, he's now the WBC interim world champion and the #1 contender for the super middleweight belt, which is shortly to be contested by Saul Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford in a super fight that takes place in September. So Imbille will be looking to face the winner of those two. That's all from me for now. Thanks so much for watching. Really appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, please like, share and subscribe. And I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.